Let's talk about the FDA. I mean, Big Pharma. I mean, the FDA. Sorry, slip of the tongue. Reason. Publication. FDA finally admits it caused the baby formula shortage. So this piqued my interest, right? Because I have a lot of that guilt about breastfeeding. We talked about that before. And I see this and I'm like, what's going on here with the FDA? The Food and Drug Administration has finally determined what's to blame for America's recent shortage of baby formula. The FDA. What do you say? More specifically, it's the FDA's unnecessary and protectionist rules that effectively ban foreign-made baby formula from being imported into the United States. On Wednesday, the agency announced plans to tweak those rules so foreign formula manufacturers can permanently import their goods into the U.S., giving consumers greater choice in the marketplace and ensuring more robust supply chains. What a novel idea. And then it goes down to explain a little bit, which is important. I'm going to read it. As Reason has detailed throughout the recent crisis, the FDA's priorities have been protecting the domestic formula industry. That's important. Remember that. And the dairy industry, which provides key inputs for baby formula from foreign competition. As a result, it's nearly impossible to find foreign-made baby formula in the U.S., even though formula manufacturers based in England, the Netherlands, and Germany are some of the biggest suppliers of baby formula to the rest of the world. So you see what happened here, right? You get it? The FDA decides it's going to protect the baby formula industry in the United States and the dairy industry, which feeds a lot of the baby formula industry in the United States. So they decide they're going to have these protectionist policies and they're going to prevent those other products from coming in. Now, you might ask yourself, well, why do they need to do that? So let me be honest with you. Because the baby formula in the U.S. stinks. Because it's loaded up with garbage. That's why, and parents know it. There is a whole black market, by the way, I'm going to share with you, of people in the United States who have babies and purchase European baby formula on the black market. Do you know why they do that? Because they look at the ingredients of the baby formula in the U.S. I did the same thing. So I will share again. I told you before that I breastfed for 4 months. When I switched over to formula for those last 2 months before I went to solid food, I'm a health and wellness girl. I didn't feel right about that switch to formula. I really didn't have much of a choice because I was leaking on set and I couldn't get the proper breaks to pump without feeling like I was going to compromise my job. On Fox and Friends, I got like 3-minute breaks here and there. That was on me, not on them. I could have insisted. I didn't. I should have. But I made that switch to formula thinking, okay, well, I will get a biodynamic, organic, holistic formula from Europe. And that's what I did. I know the black market exists because I was on it. Ha ha. There you go. I wasn't going to give my kid the formula in the U.S. Do you know why? Because I looked at the ingredients. Corn syrup solids, a whole bunch of garbage. I was like, this is no, honey, I'm not giving this to them. So what did the FDA do? Instead of prioritizing, if the FDA really cared about what was going on with baby formula, you know what they would do? They would let the market fix it. They would let all that European formula flood the U.S. border. They would let parents make a decision. I guarantee you a whole bunch of them would buy that European formula, and that would force the suppliers in the United States to make a better product. They would have to look at their ingredient list, and I will give a shout out to a couple. I won't say the companies because I don't remember them, but there were a couple that were making goat milk formula that were really trying to purify those ingredients in the United States to compete with those European products. But they didn't have to work that hard because they were competing with most of the American products, which are garbage. What they give you in the hospital 9 out of 10 times, you look at the ingredients, you want to cry. Not every parent has the option to say, well, let me go find European formula. Not every parent knows, and they're stuck, right? You're in the hospital, you have a baby. Sometimes the milk doesn't produce right away. You need your baby to eat, you panic. That's what's offered, right? What I'm trying to tell you is that instead of making the product and inspiring that product to be better here by letting the market work, they shut down the market and they leave parents with no option other than the crap formula or go on the black market. That's the FDA for you. That's what's happening. Parents know this. I guarantee you there are parents sitting at home right now who've done the research on the formulas. Oftentimes the reason women breastfeed for so long is because they don't want to go the formula route because they look at the ingredients. They're like, I'm not giving that to my kid. I wouldn't eat that. Very, very challenging. Also, just a fun fact, in the article, it also says something that it's important for people to know. It says in the article, if a formula maker has passed the muster under EU regulations, that should be good enough for the FDA. 100%, because EU regulations are much stricter. So that's interesting to note when it comes to baby formula, when it comes to makeup, when it comes to hair dye, when it comes to most of the products that we use, the EU regulations are much stricter. So a lot of those toxic chemicals and stuff get weeded out much more regularly in the EU than they do here. So again, If the American companies really had to compete with some of these European companies on many products, by the way, there'd be a problem for the American companies, or there wouldn't, because those companies would then say to themselves, we have to compete. We want to make money. We got to create cleaner products. We have to create better ingredients. We have to appeal to the marketplace. That is you. Protectionism never works. Protectionism hurts you. It always, always, always hurts the consumer. If you like the short clip, you can catch another one here, or you can catch the full episode right here.